You decide you're ready. You make the plan. You feel good about it. You actually start thinking about what your life is going to look like once you do the thing. And then the day comes, and something in you just doesn't. It's not that life got in the way. It's not some big dramatic moment. It's more like you walk to the edge of a cliff and it's time to jump into your future, whatever that looks like for you. And then you turn around and walk back. You don't make a decision to stop. You just stop. And you do it by letting the distractions in. I'll give you an example from today. I wanted to send emails to doctors in my area to let them know that I'm here and I made some changes to my practice. Simple thing. But before I could sit down to do it, I needed to vacuum the carpet. I needed to clean up the foyer. Like I had dumped some stuff there on my way in, some things I had gotten. I needed to get those cleared out of the foyer. I needed to take some things to the supply closet, get that all organized. And then something just snapped for me. I saw what was happening and I thought, what the hell am I doing? Why am I stopping myself from sending a simple email? One that might not even do anything, but one that says to the universe, I'm taking a step towards what I want. I'm making that signal. That's not confusion. I wasn't confused. That's not laziness. I was busy. I'm moving around. But something is happening. And once you understand what it is, you stop fighting yourself. But first, let's talk about what it actually feels like. It doesn't feel like resistance. It doesn't feel like fear. It doesn't feel like avoidance. It feels completely reasonable. The carpet really did need vacuuming. I really did need to get that stuff out of the foyer. They were trip hazards. I needed to move and put stuff away. And that's what makes it so hard to catch, because you're not telling yourself, I'm scared. You're telling yourself, I'm being responsible. And by the time you finish being responsible, the moment is gone, it's past. The energy that you have for it, it's out of there. And so you say, I'll try again tomorrow. Until tomorrow looks exactly like today. Here's what I want you to understand about why that keeps happening. Your nervous system has one job. It's to keep you safe. And the way it defines safe is familiar. Familiar is safe. Unfamiliar is a threat. It doesn't matter that the unfamiliar thing is something you want. it doesn't matter that it's good for you. It doesn't matter that you've thought about it for years. Your nervous system doesn't evaluate opportunity. It evaluates risk. And anything outside the boundaries of what it already knows registers as risk. So when you move toward something new, toward a bigger version of yourself, your nervous system pulls the alarm. Not with a breakdown, not dramatically, with the carpet that needs vacuuming, with an errand that suddenly can't wait, with a very calm, very reasonable sounding voice that says, maybe tomorrow. But here's the part that frustrates people. You can understand everything I just said and still feel the resistance. Knowing why it happens doesn't make it stop happening, because your nervous system doesn't respond to logic. You can't talk it out of it. You can't convince it that the new thing is safe. It responds to experience, to evidence, to slowly building a track record that says, I did the scary thing and I survived. Which means the way through resistance isn't to push harder. It isn't more discipline. It isn't a better system. It's understanding what's happening and working with your nervous system instead of going to war with it. So the next time you find yourself vacuuming the carpet or reorganizing the supply closet or doing anything except the thing, don't call it laziness. Don't call it failure. Recognize it. Your nervous system just flagged something unfamiliar. It pulled you back from the edge of the cliff because that's what it does. And then get curious. Ask yourself, what does my nervous system think is at risk here? Because there's always an answer. Maybe it's afraid of what happens if you succeed. Maybe it's afraid of what happens if you fail. Maybe it's protecting a belief that says you're not someone who does things like this. Whatever the answer is, there's the belief that needs to be reconstructed. And that's the work of the belief reconstruction framework. Not pushing through the resistance. It's understanding what's underneath it. Your nervous system is not your enemy. It learned what it learned. It's protecting what it's always protected. Your job isn't to overpower it. It's to give it new information. one step at a time. We'll talk about this more here. Be well, everybody.